Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Kayak Live on a Tuesday night. Technical difficulties is the name of the game. Let me tell you what. Finally got it all figured out, and no, didn't happen. I just had to go back to the old school, my old way. I had bought a laptop, hoping to kind of allow for some mobility and doing some other things where I can, but it won't. I don't know. The deal is like either the camera can't process the amount of outputs or input. Anyways, something. I don't know. Whatever. But we got it working. I'm going to have to go back and I'll open up for comments here in a minute. But again, thank you for tuning in. Can you do me a favor and please share? Please only share once. Don't share 10 times. Please share at least once to maybe to your personal page, and then you can share it to a couple different groups. That'd be great. I really appreciate it. I had it all set up and shared the groups that I was hoping to reach out to, but for whatever reason, because of the stream dying, I lost the connection to that feed, the original feed, so I had to start a new one. So if you're watching now, please share it. I really would appreciate it. Kevin is a good dude, and I really appreciate him coming on, and I want to help him. I want to make this worth his time, so if you can please share it and let people know you're watching, I would appreciate it, and so will Kevin, I imagine, as well. Got some really cool stuff coming down the way here in the next couple weeks. We do have the ISC show coming up here in California, which is basically, for those of you who are outside of California, that is our biggest and only outdoor sports show here in NorCal. Everything else is down in SoCal with the oceans, fishing and saltwater and all that stuff. So it's pretty much the only one where we got a bass tank and all that good stuff, like your typical boat show you probably are pretty used to. Kayak City is a sponsor of mine, and they are a sponsor of Kayak Bass Live, and they are going to be running some specials exclusive to Kayak Bass Live. They're kind of working on it right now. They're going to create a page for it, but right now, in the meantime, I'm going to tell you what some of those deals are. Wilderness Systems. We have a Wilderness Systems Ride 115X with an Air Pro Max seat, a paddle, a rod holder for $99.99. It normally retails for $1,500. That is $500 off. It's available in Dusk, Flint, Midnight, Sonar, and Desert Camo. That's a deal for Kayak Bass Live listeners, or watchers, or whatever the heck you want to call us. I have no idea, but that is for you guys for tuning in. There's also the Ocean Kayak Prowler Big Game 2 Angler. It's a Angler in orange and brown camo for $9.99, which retails for $13.99. But that's a call-in deal only for those two. The phone number for Kayak City, if you want to take them up on that offer until the website is all ready to roll with that. The phone number is 916-565-1400, and they will ship across the country. It's $99 for shipping for both of those deals. So essentially, you save after the shipping, you save about $400 for the Wilderness Ride 115X, and it would be $1,100, saving you, what is that? $300, saving you $300 on that as well. Call in deal 916-565-1400. Let them know Kayak Bass Live sent you, and they'll get you the hookup. There was one more. Ocean Kayak Trident 13 also normally retails at $12.99, and they'll do free shipping on that one. And it's the same deal as the Big Game 2 Angler. 30% off the extra Sport Osprey fishing PSDs. Yeah, I'm kind of clumsy on reading through this. And then $30 off Kayak City soft coolers, and between the PFD, the Extra Sport Osprey PFD, and the Kayak City soft coolers, it'd be $10 shipping for that. So had to do that little plug there real quick. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get down to business. You guys have been waiting long enough. I did say we're going to go live at 5:30, and then crap happened. So let's go ahead and bring on the man of the hour, Mr. Kevin the Baitman Baxter. What's up, Kevin? How's it going, man? Yeah, you can relate to it too. Most definitely. If you don't follow Kevin, if you're one of the guys here in NorCal or cross country and you haven't heard of Kevin and you don't know what he's up to, the guy is a tackle guru. He's one of those guys that he can tell you the every little ounce and weight of the split rings. Like he's pretty technical. Yeah, I am not one of those guys. I've never been real super technical on all that stuff. I try to keep things as simple and much. I don't know. Just not. It's not me. I appreciate. I do watch Kevin's stuff, and I appreciate all the info he gives. But granted, most of it goes in this ear and out the other because it's too in depth, and my small little brain just can't process it all. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can bring up the comments here. Hopefully we can. I have to bring the comments up on my iPad, otherwise it just lags my system too much. So, refresh the page, and looks like we got 35, 36 people watching live. Let me turn the volume down here. Again, if you're just tuning in, please do me a favor and share the stream. Hit the like button, participate, ask questions, so that way we can get the word out that Kevin's on here. I had shared it everywhere that I wanted to be shared, and my computer just wasn't cooperating, so I had to go back to my other computer and bring it out here and set it up and create a new little post. So if you do me a favor and do Kevin a favor and share, let everybody know you're watching, and we would appreciate that greatly. So, with that, man, thank you for tuning in. Man, I'm running in circles. I'm so frustrated with everything, man. I swear to all that is holy. But anyway, so Kevin does a weekly live stream on Thursday night, correct? 7 o'clock Central Time. 5 o'clock. So, on Thursday night, I do a live stream at the shop where I work, Fisherman's Warehouse. And if you really want to make an evening of it, you get on at 5, watch Kevin for about the hour he does it, and then go eat something for about 30 minutes and hop on the Fisherman's Warehouse live stream as well, and get to watch hours. So you got about 2 hours of live streams on Thursday nights you can tune into. No, but it's hard to process it all. There's so much out there. Like you said, you watch an entire video and you only pick up like 5 to 10 seconds of like gold, and then you're like, oh man, it was worth it.
Your visitor doesn't have sound. Holly just called, so no one can hear him.
Oh, they're saying I have no sound.
And they're commenting, but you can. I haven't seen it.
Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. How do I have no sound? Okay, talk, Kevin. Give me a... yeah, we don't have Kevin's audio. Alright, what's going on? Okay, here. Let me see if I can edit this real quick. Screen capture 2. Alright, I don't know what happened here. I'll get it fixed. It'll only take a second. Alright. Here, let's see. Ah! Let's move him back over. And there he is. All right, testing.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Ha ha! I fixed it.
You can hear me now.
Yeah, we can hear you now, loud and clear. There we go. I got it.
Oh man.
Yes, I just got a phone call, and that was my dad's girlfriend calling, telling me. I think it's her telling me it wasn't working, but okay, we got Kevin back.
A lot of my viewers, it'd be in the middle of the video, they do the same thing, or they'll text me, but they usually call my phone, and a lot of times in the middle of a live video, it jacks something up. At least on the Facebook videos. The way you're doing it's a whole lot better.
Yeah. So I got the comments up. Look at it. Let's see. It's not the iPad, but whatever. Ooh, we got it. No audio. Look at all these comments, man. Can't hear him. Kevin has no audio. There's like 50 comments saying, boy, whatever. Lesson learned. Man, if it's not one thing, it's another. And like at least it was an easy fix. I know exactly how to fix it. I forgot to click the capture system audio button, and but we're square. We're scared. Kevin says we can talk about just about anything. If you missed that,
yeah. I'm well versed in monster trucks too. My little boy loves Monster Jam, so I know like every monster truck ever made too.
So yes. So if you didn't know, I already said all this. So they didn't hear you. They didn't hear you reciprocate. So with that, yeah, Kevin is not only the owner of a shop there in Kentucky Lake. For those of us who are going out to the national championship, do go stop in and say what's up to Kevin. Tell him you watch his stuff, or tell him you saw him on here, whatever the deal. I know I'm going to try to plan to show up down there, but it's like like an hour from Paris, right? You said?
Yeah, we're about 45 minutes to an hour. We're on the north end of Kentucky Lake, which is a huge body of water. And actually, it's connected by canal to Barkley Lake, which is another big body of water. Paris is actually the mid-lake region. A lot of people think of it as south, but it's really mid-lake. So you've got the north end where I'm at, Paris in the mid-lake, and then you got New Johnsonville, which is 40 minutes past Paris. All three parts of that lake fish different. So I fish different when I'm at Paris Landing than I do up here. And when I fish way south, I fish different than I do with both of them. The south end of the lake has a lot more stumps. It's a lot shallower. It fishes more like a river. However, that's where they stock all the Florida strain bass, is in New Johnsonville area. Paris Landing, it's a blend of both. The north end, that's going to have your more ledges and drops and humps, a lot more riprap, a lot more rock bank. It's a lot deeper. That's where I fish. That's where I've cut my teeth is the north end. But there's lots of great access points on every part of this lake for kayak fishing. It's really going to spread the guys out being in March, I believe, because fish are going to be doing lots of things. Everything from catch them on a ledge to you can catch them up shallow in a foot of water trying to spawn.
Wow. So, it's definitely going to be one to I don't know. I'm excited for it. Let's just leave it at that. I'm excited for it. A lot of my buddies are excited for it. We got, I think we have like, I don't know, 20 guys or something from California going out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite the show. And then I know there's guys across the whole region where they've got anywhere from 30 to 40 guys coming out. But if you weren't aware, Kevin does actually fish out of a kayak, so he's not just a bass boat guy.
I had a couple trips this year out of a Jackson kayak. We're a Jackson dealer. We're also picking up a Bonafide, and we got ocean kayaks as well. But I had a custom Coosa HD, orange and white. I'm a big Tennessee football fan. I know there's something wrong with me, but I got to take it out several times this year, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to focus a lot more efforts into the kayak fishing this year. I'm a bass boat guy. I'll still fish bass boat tournaments, but there's something about being right there on the water, being just right next to every bass you catch, and it's a lot more peaceful. It's cheaper, no oil, no gas. It's pretty cool. And I actually was able to do a lot of the same stuff I did out of the bass boat in a kayak. I like to throw a swim bait, and it's pretty easy throwing a swim bait in a kayak, especially when you're sitting down. It's comfortable.
Yeah, a little less strain on the back of those big old huge. I don't know how big a bait you guys throwing out there. You guys throw the big 12 and 14-inch baits like they do out here?
Well, we haven't got up to like Matt Allen and Tim Little tactical bassing levels, but man, I'll throw some 8-9-inch swim baits. The hard baits like the big glides haven't really taken off here yet. I've caught fish on them, not that many. But that doesn't mean they won't bite them. Here in March is a great time for a single swim bait. The Bass Tricks has always reigned pretty supreme. There's a Scottsboro tackle swim bait I talk about a lot. It's really good. The Shadowlicious and everybody's favorite seems to be the Kayak. Those really catch them here. And you rig them so many different ways. And in March, you can have a guy that's throwing the same swim bait in 30 foot of water on a main lake point. And a guy can rig it on a weighted hook and be throwing it in 2-3 foot of water, and both can be catching fish. It's a good way to fish, and a guy can catch them really good in this kayak tournament coming up. Get a really big bite, and that's what it's going to take. There's a lot of 3.5 to 5 pound fish in this lake. It's the guys that could catch the 6.5, 7 to 10 pounders that are out there. Wow. Plus, we got some big smallmouth. Somebody could find the smallmouth and bust the thing wide open.
That'd be really cool. Really cool to see a guy win it on smallmouth, or at least a couple in his bag. I'd like to see it done.
Yeah. What you might run into is a guy catch a 5.5, 6 pound smallmouth, and it's 3-4 inches shorter than a 3.5, 4 pound largemouth.
Wow, that's crazy. I know we ran into some big old spots this weekend, and even some. I was one of the few guys that caught largemouth out at the lake, and those fish were so fat. They're so fat and full of shad that they were footballs. Their heads were disproportionate to their body. It was crazy. Yeah. I've never seen a largemouth that looked like it just had the small mouth, like it was almost like it was a spot, but it was distinctly a largemouth. But it was just so fat. Their bellies were hard. Oh man, it was the most unusual thing I'd ever seen, at least as of recent. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of spotted bass here anymore. We used to have a really good population, but there's no size limit on the spots, and I think a lot of them were taken to the deep fryer, sort of say. And you'll catch a few, but 3 pounds is the biggest one I've ever caught here. But I don't think anybody's really going to be needing spotted bass for this national championship coming out. You are going to catch a lot of fish. You're coming at a great time because you're getting here before all the major tournaments start rolling in April, May, and June, which Kentucky Lake's famous for ledge fishing, but I'm liking it more and more in the winter, the early spring, and up until about May. The fishing pressure is just so much more less. And with a kayak, you're going to be able to fish a lot of stuff the bass boat guys don't get to. Could get lucky and the water come up, and if this water comes up in late March, man, it's some of the best bush fishing, buzz baiting frogging you'll ever see. It's all dependent on the water temperature and lake level.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Battery's low.
Uh-oh. You got to plug her in?
No, I got 20% left.
All right, so I guess we'll have to hurry. Let's see. So if you got questions for Kevin, roll them in.
Yeah, shoot questions.
Let's see. I need opinion on Fish Finder in a $100 to $200 price range for my kayak. What's good in that price range?
Whew. I'm really good with the Lowrance electronics, but I've always used like an HDS 8 to HDS 12. I would look at some of the hook units. Those are really, really good. In that range, though, $100, $200, you really limit yourself to a 3-4 inch screen. I think Hummingbird's got a few things right there. I also look at the Dragonfly 4, Dragonfly 5 from Ray Marine. Good, man. I hate to tell people this, but you get what you pay for when it comes to electronics. If Absolutely. You can get away with bigger, go with bigger.
Yeah, I always tell people get the biggest you can afford. Because Correct. when it comes down to it, you're going to get bigger screen size, and you start breaking it down into pixels. If you have 100 pixels, if you have the pixels, 100, say hypothetically 100 pixels tall, and it's 100 feet deep, hypothetically. Okay, each pixel is going to represent 1 foot. Now, say you double that. You have 200 pixel screen on 100 foot. You're going to get 2 pixels for every foot. You get a lot more detail out of that. I do highly recommend the Hook 2 units that are coming out. Most retailers will be carrying them here in about 2 weeks or so, as all the sports shows start rolling through. It's going to be a unit where you can open it right out of the box and get it ready to roll. I definitely recommend maybe finding a couple rods or some gear you could sell around the house and up that to about $300. And you're definitely going to be a lot happier. You're going to get a lot more for $300 than you would for the $100 to $200 range. That is my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth. Let's see. If looking for maps of the lake for detail, what's the best paper map of the lakes?
Great question. Get on my website, tacklefreaks.com. If you'll go to accessories, you'll see something that says mapping. We have some, it's Atlantis Mapping Company, or Atlas Mapping Company, I can't remember. They make the best paper map for Kentucky Lake. There's some good juice on there that you can't find on hot maps. They're like $8.99. They're waterproof. You can write on them, whatever. You'll want Kentucky Lake North and South. So there's the lake's so big it takes up 2 maps. And then there's a Lake Barkley map as well, but it's the topo lines are really close together. It marks road beds, creek channel swings, bridges, house foundations, and it's got a ton of waypoints on it that you could preload to test out some of this stuff. And it's a really, really good map, and I highly recommend it. These great map companies, they are waterproof as well.
Right on. I'm gonna have to get one for myself here. How fast shipping? Like 2-3 days from over there?
Dude, from California, you know what's weird is I'll be honest, I order from Tackle Warehouse because they got the goods that I can't get sometimes. It takes about 6 days for me to get stuff from there, but I send stuff. I can send it priority mail, and it takes about 2-3 days. First class, I send to California, 2 or 3 days. UPS ground, when they mean ground, it really goes on the ground. So it takes a while, but man, it shouldn't take more than 3 or 4 days to get out there.
Let's see. Regardless of bait, best color for each lake.
Whew. There's not a magic color on this lake. However, if I'm in the spring, I'm throwing 2 colors. I'm going to throw a red. So this is a Booyah one knocker. This is Sunset Craw, but it's red. And then this is my favorite color. When the water's got the color in it, Lake Barkley, chartreuse, purple back. I've caught some giant bass on this color right here. And kind of found it out by accident. I was dating a girl, and she said, "You should buy those. They're pretty." And I was fishing a tournament, and I broke off all my red ones. And I picked this guy up, flung out there and caught a 6-pounder. Ended up catching a good limit on it. And I actually loaned it to a buddy a few years ago. He's fishing a BFL, and he got big bass in second place. Said, "Man, that color's legit." And I said, "Yeah, I've been keeping that to myself for a while." But your reds, your chartreuses, that's what you're going to want to stick to. I try not to get too color crazy. It either needs to look like a shad and have some chartreuse, or it needs to look like a crawfish.
Does the water clarity dictate which color you use more than anything?
Yes. Spring, lots of crawfish. We have a lot of gizzard shad in this lake. So you can catch them on a chrome blue. I like chrome blue on an overcast day quite a bit. Or actually a really bright day, I like chrome blue, believe it or not. But our lake is getting really, really clear. And if we don't get a lot of snow and a lot of rain in the early spring, you may be wanting to go to some more translucent reds and stuff like that, because, man, I can see 10 foot down in some spots right now. It's crazy how clear this lake is. It's mostly due to zebra mussels, and you'll find out we got some Asian friends here that like to jump in the boat.
Lovely.
But I don't think they like. When I've been out in a kayak, they don't bother me because there's not a running motor or nothing. But if you go out in the bass boat, they just go crazy.
I'm not going to go around smacking my paddle. I actually don't have a paddle. I'm in a Hobie. But if I had a paddle, I'd go smack it on the ground just so I can experience that.
I would bring some personal protection just in case.
Some PPE, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What's up, Gene Jensen? Gene Jensen has joined. Howdy.
Hey, my buddy old Gene. I like Gene. He's a great guy. Congratulations on your dogs, Gene. You won't ever hear me say that very often.
A Dodge. You picked up a Dodge, huh?
No, his Georgia dogs.
Oh, Georgia dogs. Oh, it's Dodge. It's a Dodge, like the pickup truck.
I got one of those. It's not very pretty.
Let's see. What's your thoughts on Barkley around mid-March? The water is a little dirtier on that side. How much does that affect the water temps between the two?
My thoughts on Barkley is it's very hit or miss. Last year, Barkley was on fire, believe it or not. If you like to throw spinnerbaits and square bills, Barkley is your place to go. This fish stay a lot shallower all year over there. If the water gets dirty water warms up faster. You can catch them on a lot of reaction baits on Lake Barkley. And I've got a couple of honey holes on Lake Barkley. If I was fishing this tournament, and I should have tried to qualify. I think I got a spot on Lake Barkley you could win this tournament at. It's really, really good at time of year.
Huh. Well, how much we got to pay for that info?
I'm not going to. I don't solicit services or spots, but if you come visit me at the store, one of the first guys here, I'll be glad to mark it on your map for you.
Oh, awesome. Gene says it's called football. Yeah, two things that have ever kept my attention: fishing and playing cards. That's it, man. I'm a poker player.
I love cards. Don't even get me started on that. We'd have another show. I quit that about 5 years ago when I had kids, but I used to hustle some card rooms up here. But
yeah, I love me playing some cards. It's not necessarily always the best for the wallet, but
no, I make more money selling baits. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, Brian McAfee says stick to fishing, Wes. Yeah, football's not my thing, man. Not my thing. Long and Lick Creek, I bet. That's what Eric Thomason says.
Lake Creek's a good creek. Been a lot of fish caught out of there. I fished Lake Barkley again. I fished the north end quite a bit. The mid Devil's Elbow area. Little River's a great place. Some really kayak friendly water in Little River that you can get away from everybody in.
That's funny. Mike Ensign says that beats the Delta Sea Lions, the Asian carp. Yeah, I would say so. Our sea lions out here are bad. They're moving all the way up from the ocean, all the way up into our delta system, and eating all of our bass and our stripers and our salmon. It's bad, man. Yeah, they're coming into way up, 50-something miles up the system. It's crazy.
They're protected, aren't they?
Yeah, you can't do anything, but there are people who do something about it. If you know what I mean, the old don't watch me do this kind of thing.
Yeah, I live in Kentucky. We got a bunch of those hold my beer people here.
Yeah, in California, it's one of the few times you're allowed to carry. Is fishing. When you're fishing, you're allowed to carry a pistol. It's written into our laws. Yeah, for your protection. How or why I don't know, but fishing game it's still written in the laws. So I know a couple guys that'll be packing while they're out fishing, and when a sea lion comes up. No more sea lion. But not any of my personal friends, but I've heard stories. So anyways, that's funny. Josh says he's going to take my money at the ship house. Yeah, we got a bunch of guys staying in a house for national championship, and he says he's going to take my money. I probably won't bring any with me because I'll be broke, but sure. We can play cards, brother. The Asian carp and drums on Kentucky suck. That's what Josh is. Yeah. I gotta catch me drum. I want to do it just so I can say I've done it. I probably will catch.
I always say if we had a drum tournament here, all we'd catch is giant bass.
So I'm guessing you catch them quite consistently when you're the other way around.
Yeah, you'll catch them in the spring, especially on. They like to eat the jig here. Catch a lot of them on a jig and rattle trap.
I've always wondered why you would carry while fishing, but it makes sense if a sea lion is going to attack you. It's not that they attack you, man. It's that if you're out on a kayak or something, They will put them. They weigh like hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So they'll climb up onto your kayak or they'll climb up onto your boat and weigh it down. And they're heavy. They're big, man. They weigh 500 to 1,000 pounds or bigger. They're huge. And when you're out fishing in a kayak, it's actually rather startling because you all of a sudden you'll hear them come up and blow air real loud. And so you turn and you're like, what is going on here? And if they're coming through the area, you just get out of there because one, the fish know they're there, so it pretty much shuts the whole area down. And two, it's scary as hell. You don't want them to come up on your kayak and flip you. But anyways, what is Kevin's PB on Kentucky Lake, and what was it caught on?
It was actually caught on Lake Barkley, believe it or not. So I'll count those as same lakes because if you don't know, Barkley and Kentucky are connected by a canal. It's about a quarter mile long. I can get through it in 8 seconds like Vin Diesel, but anyway, I caught a 9-pound, 4-ounce bass in Dover, Tennessee on Lake Barkley, and I caught it on a sweet beaver, believe it or not. 420, I remember it like it was yesterday. Okeechobee crawl. I just caught like 3 or 4 8-inchers, and I flipped in the middle of this bush. And this was like the 1st of April, too. And it just thumped it, and I set the hook, and it really didn't go anywhere. I said, man, I got a little one that's got me in the bush. And all of a sudden, the water just boiled, and it come at me, and I was reeling. And this fish come out of the water. My buddy was like, is that a bass? I said, yeah, get the net. Put it in the net. I didn't realize how big it was until I started turning. It was just so wide. I put it up on a Rapala scale, weighed 9.4. He had a Berkeley scale. It weighed like 9.1, so I just took the higher number. But as far as Kentucky,
true fisherman fashion.
As far as Kentucky Lake, I've caught a couple 8.6. I haven't broke 8.6 over on Kentucky Lake. Barkley's got some big fish, especially that South Barkley area. You could do really good there. I mean, I just caught a 9.1 a couple weeks ago, but it went on either of these two lakes. It was close by. It would be off limits for the tournament, though. I can tell you that.
Dustin Luttrell says, "Damn jig bite getting drum." My buddy David says, "How about you have about 1 to 2K worth of gear with you? Easy for someone to pull up on a boat and rob you." Oh yeah. I've heard of that too. That's another reason why, because we have a lot of hoodlums.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, yeah. I got one. I'm strapped right now, if you know what I mean.
What would be the go-to bait if the weather is ideal versus if the weather hasn't broke yet and it's still cold?
All right. It's going to be a reaction bite. If it's still cold, the water temperature's low, I hate to say it, the A-rig is going to play a factor. This guy right here is going to be really good when it's nice and that low water temperature in the low 50s, mid 50s. This is a jerk bait, for example. This is the new Jackal range. That or the Mega Bass, Smithwick Rogue, football jig. I will get out there and fish some deeper stuff and just kind of drag really slow with football jig.
And we're going to lose battery.
Yeah, I got about 10% left. If the weather starts cooperating, I'm gonna pick up a spinnerbait a little. This is just any kind of shad pattern. Again, we got lots of gizzard shad here. Bright days, I really like these nickel blades on here. Not a lot of big flash. Good bait fish profile. Any type of trap. The one knocker from Booyah is really good. I like a 3/4 ounce model, even in shallow water. Bill Lewis, rattle trap, reds, chartreuses, can't go wrong. Keep a chrome and blue one for a bright day. This is a bait here I probably shouldn't talk about, but I will. Lure Jensen Speed Trap, you get the best of the square bill world and that trap super, super tight wiggle. I really like burning this down some shallow banks, banging it in the stumps. The bills don't hold up real great, unfortunately. And then one of my favorite all-time winterish spring baits is a Bomber Flat A. I like this on the 45-degree banks, lead-in banks, stuff like that. Real top wobble. I throw this on like a 6-to-1 reel, and anytime I'm banging something, I'm stopping, constantly stopping, maybe twitching my rod, a lot of that. And then DT6 from Rapala. Everybody should have some DT6s when they come to Kentucky Lake. That bite can be really good. And a Spro Little John. If the water gets up in that mid-60s, the buzzbait frog bite could be on, but it's still a little early for that.
That's a lot of info right there. I'm gonna go back and watch all this just so you know.
I'm sorry, I talk really fast. I have like 8% battery left.
That's all right. We appreciate it. Because we did run a little late and Kevin's running out of battery, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I really appreciate him coming on.
I'll tell you what, here in a couple of weeks, over on my page, Kevin the Baitman Baxter, we'll pump up some KBF National Championship stuff. We'll get a bunch of kayakers on there. We'll do the same thing. Maybe I'll just invite you over as well on my show, and you can talk to my audience about what you do in the kayak world.
Hey, man, I'm game. I definitely would appreciate it. Do us a favor. Please share this. If you have already shared it, don't share it. Sharing more than once actually competes and makes it useless. So please share once at least, if you could, to your personal page. If you want to share it to a group page, that'd be okay too. In addition, but if you share it to your personal page, only share it one time. More than once, just it counts. They fight against each other and basically renders it useless. If you would, that'd be great. Let everybody know what we're doing here. Hit the like button on Kayak Bass Live. Hit the thumbs up on this stream. Go over to Kevin's page, Kevin the Baitman Baxter, with quotation marks for the Baitman. Give him a follow. He does his live stream Thursday nights at 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And after you're done watching that, head over to Fisher's Warehouse and watch our stream over there too at 6:30 Pacific Time and 8:30 Central Time. That'd be really great. We both would appreciate that. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week, and my plan, we'll have Kevin on again.
Sure.
He's a quality guest, absolutely, and I think we both can. We both have a lot to offer. But anyways, again, thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week. Stick around, Kevin, and we'll chat a little bit more here after the fact. All right. So everybody, love, peace, and chicken grease.